Yo, what's going on, guys? Drew over at Future Strategy Gaming. This is another reaction time video. I look like a nerd. Forgot to charge my headset. I apologize in advance. Nerd's not a bad thing. Anyways, we're going to hit a couple of different videos today. I'm probably going to watch two of them just because that's only ones I really want to react to, as far based on the titles. So both of them are from Bellular. This is the first one. This is going to be his thoughts so far. So we finally get an update. This actually came out like 4 or 5 days ago. I just haven't had a chance to dive into it. So let's just see where he's at and see what's going on. First impressions, part 3.
I guess to move on to my thoughts on the game so far, I'm a level 31 archer, which means I need to go get all the bard
It's only
stuff.
at 31.
I'm on that quest right now, I think.
Nice one. Very nice.
So, level 31 archer, just going about the place. I joined the Limsa, the Maelstrom, as my grand company.
Wild. Wild. Unbelievable.
Pretty because it looks cool.
Does.
Yeah, it does.
Limsa just looks
It's
really
what I
cool
am.
city. I've got a chocobo. The chocobo's very fun. Very glad I have a chocobo. So that is, I think a big moment in any Final Fantasy game, I guess, is the chocobo moment.
Have you unlocked it as a companion yet, or
No.
just no? Okay.
No, I'm level 30 though, so I guess at some point I'll get a quest that will
Pretty
allow me
close.
to
Yeah, he's
like,
close.
fight with me and stuff.
Yep.
But yeah, got my chocobo. Things in my head. So pacing was really good. It was like slow, but it was like going somewhere during the initial Gridania stuff. Then, I do some more questing. I get introduced to the faction leaders of the grand companies in the 3 city-states in ARR. Then I do a quest line in the Sultanate people. I forget what are they called?
The Immortal Flames and all
The Immortal Flame. It's the Immortal Flames city. Ul'dah?
Ul'dah. Yeah.
Ul'dah.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So I was outside of Ul'dah doing this quest line that, to be honest with you, it was going places, but the pacing was getting a bit tedious.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then I had to go do a Beast Tribe related part of the MSQ in Gridania,
Yeah.
which is with the little floaty leaf
sylphs?
people. The sylphs, yeah.
The sylphs, yeah.
And that is honestly the sort of thing where I was going through, I was like, you know what, I like all of this, but the pacing's feeling a bit slow right now. This could be faster.
Definitely.
And I think almost every Final Fantasy XIV player agrees with me. And
Yes.
I know this is the bit where I have to get through the 10-year-old content because,
Just once.
and I have enjoyed elements, like many elements. Like I've overall really enjoyed the experience.
Yeah.
It's just, the pacing has slowed down a little bit. And
Sure.
I'm just kind of like, oh, okay, but let's get to the Scion stuff. I am at the place where the Science, the 7th Dawn are. Where's the Science?
The Waking Scions. Scions?
Yeah.
Scions of the 7th Dawn.
Yes. Yeah, they're near Ul'dah in the little
The pub.
place. Yeah.
Yeah, Waking Sands.
So like forming
Vesper Bay.
Yeah,
Vesper Bay.
yeah. Forming
Yeah.
them was cool,
Making sense.
and it was basically this thing of like I actually liked what those storylines like with the sylphs and the stuff going on in Ul'dah. I liked those. It was just the pacing. I mean, the one in
Yeah.
Ul'dah did end with me killing a primal. I think, not primal. That was like a.
Who'd you
primal.
kill?
It was the primal of
The trial Titan.
yeah.
Titan. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah, that's a problem.
I'll get into it because that was basically.
He'll move into Ifrit and that.
Because I'm at that stage in the game right
Yeah.
now where I've done like 4 dungeons. I've been doing dungeons with you guys, and it's been really fun because I've been clearing an MMO dungeon on a character that I like.
Yeah.
But I cannot look at those dungeons and say that they're better than WoW's. They are not.
Not the
Those
intro
are
ones, no.
miserable. I actually
They're
genuinely
not good.
I genuinely
They're
think
okay. Like they're okay as a
Yeah.
thing to do in an MMO to progress your character.
Sure.
But it's not like you think, oh fuck, that was a great dungeon.
Yeah.
But I know I'm just not at the bit where the expansion content is.
Yes.
So I'm enjoying the journey. I have, there's pros and there's cons. I'm enjoying the journey, but pacing slows down a little bit. Not super ideal. I'm just
I particularly level my alt jobs and try to get to Hawk Manor because of all the starting dungeons, that's like the only one I can stand where I'm like, I can do this repetitively and it's not that bad. I fucking hate, is it Braden's, whatever that like monstrous toad one is. That one drives me nuts every time with all the marbles.
trying to get through more of the MSQ. It's the sort of thing, whenever I sit down and I'm just sort of in that more chilled out mood, I don't mind the slower pacing.
Right.
Yeah.
Really, it's just, I think it was just the self stuff. There was like a bit in the sort of middle arc of the quest line where it didn't feel like it was going anywhere fast. And that's what got me.
It did close
But,
up though.
From what I understand, as I go into more of ARR, get towards the end, I'm going to be having big fun things.
Yes.
Yes.
There's something, the
Praetorium.
Praetorium.
Uh,
Oh boy.
I've been told to brace for that.
You can see Matt.
That is the Praetorium is almost killed my interest in the game entirely at the time.
Wow.
It's because you have to do it the first time. When it's your MSQ and the duty roulette, you kind of go into it with this expectation, like this is going to take 45 minutes to an hour, but I'm going to get massive XP. When I first did that as a new player, I was like, man, this kind of sucks.
Because cutscenes were completely skippable, which means the climax of
Ifrit, that's what people are saying.
yeah, it was Ifrit, not Titan. I have not done ARR in a long time.
That's what I
completely
thought. I
forgot
thought it was
where
it for
this is.
first.
I should maybe just replay it then. I'll just replay it in solidarity with you. Goodbye time. Sorry, Ratchet. But the I don't even remember what I was saying anymore.
Praetorium.
My brain doesn't work anymore.
Jesus.
It was about dungeons and then something else. I can't recall. Oh, Praetorium. Fuck's sake.
Yeah,
Praetorium. The Praetorium nearly destroyed my interest in the game because it's the big climax of 2.0, if I remember
Correct.
correctly.
Yeah.
And they could be skipped, which means I went in and I was like, sweet, big long queue time, whatever, happy days. This is a really cool cutscene. That was like 5 minutes. Where's everyone?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. They're on the first boss. Okay. I'll run for multiple minutes to get there.
Yep.
They're already ahead. I have another cutscene when they kill that boss.
Yep.
Sweet. And then I had cutscenes upon cutscenes upon cutscenes. I think I managed to press 2 abilities on the last boss.
Nice.
before
That's more than
it was over,
most.
Because the dungeon was almost over by the time I'd watched all the cutscenes
Yes.
because everyone just skipped and ran ahead.
Right.
And it was an awful, awful nightmare experience that made me like kind of hate the entire climax to 2.0. And thankfully, the cutscenes cannot be skipped anymore,
Yeah.
which means veteran players suffer like hell.
Right.
If
New
they do
players get
MSQ
to enjoy it.
roulette and get Praetorium.
Yeah.
They suffer like crazy, but the roulette rewards people plenty, and
So
they're forced to see it. So new players get the experience better,
Yeah.
but it's
that's rough. So as a new player,
As a new player, that first time cutscene, those are awesome. And the fact that they were skippable back in the day just drove me nuts because I had the exact same experience the first time where I would go through and then I didn't know, oh, you're supposed to pick up this key right here and now you can't get into your Magitech armor. So you're just going to have to run through and you could potentially die. And it's not fun first time.
when it's unskippable, I'll be fine.
Yes.
So I'll
Yeah,
be
you're fine,
able to
yeah.
enjoy
He'll
it
be
in some
good.
terms. It just
Yes.
sucks for the vets.
Yes.
Okay, so there's like no situation, because if this was World of Warcraft, I'd go in there and I would be watching the cinematic while everybody else does the dungeon, kills
Right.
a few bosses, and then they're like, that dickhead's AFK, and then they kick me from the group.
Correct.
So that's like literally impossible in Final Fantasy 14.
Mm,
As of when?
like
a new
I
thing,
don't
or-
remember. It's new.
it's not impossible to kick.
Right.
Because I think I played ARR when Heavensward was out, so I think that was added in either Stormblood or Shadowmers. Also,
Stormblood,
there's
at
something
least.
that is good for you watching YouTube or eating dinner. It is like 40 minutes, I think,
Yeah.
of cutscenes or something like that.
Yep.
It's huge because it is the climax to the story of ARR.
Correct.
It's just, there you go. Just, it's such experience. It's
The first time is
it's the-
worthwhile.
it's almost the
That's it.
epitome of
That's all I'll
that,
say.
And I think at some point after in the patch content.
Storm Solos just said here, would strongly recommend getting boosted through Praetorium and the other one by a high level friend unsynced so you can enjoy them.
Yeah, Praetorium and Castrum.
Nostranum
I
or
can't
something
remember
like
what it's
that.
called because all the Garlean location names are very hard to remember.
Yeah, it's Castrum.
Castrum something. Like there's Meridianum, there's Orions, there's loads of them.
Yeah.
I didn't Stormblood apparently, yeah. But it's definitely.
Interesting.
Yeah, Praetorium's almost half a level at every level in roulette now. So
Wow.
it is just if you don't mind the cutscenes, have loads of
AFK,
XP.
get
Yeah.
half a level.
Yep. Yeah, Castrum Meridianum.
Meridianum.
Some
There it
people
is.
just go
Nostrum.
because the fights are fun.
Yeah.
I'll see. So that's actually interesting then. So there's
I don't think you can skip it for
people
the
will
first time
talk
through your
about
MSQ.
Praetorium, then this is like a historical thing.
So
where
don't
it
boost
sucked in
it.
the past, but it doesn't now.
Yeah, but it is also just set aside a lot of time to do this.
Yes.
But,
Well, that's
yeah.
interesting. That doesn't seem like
If you're queuing for it in MSQ, you kind of know what you're getting into.
That really doesn't seem like much of an issue then.
It's not.
So other things then, yeah. So in my experience, glam. Finally unlocked glam.
Nice
Cool.
one.
And
Glamour plate.
certainly the UI and UX of glam sucks compared to WoW Transmog.
Awful.
Awful. Yeah.
But I'm like level 30 and the gear I've got's really nice.
Looking.
I'm not used to this in an MMO. That said, I do pick up some archer gear, and you know it's
Oh,
all these
yeah.
like weird sort of puffy jerkins and stuff. You're like, what's
Yeah.
going on here?
Oh, you love the level 50 bard gear then.
Probably won't.
No,
But, I'm
no.
not planning on playing a bard, so
Yeah,
I'm going to
fair.
get my bard
Samurai.
at 50, roll samurai probably.
Fair.
Because it's
I'll have a
it's-
great time.
It's a cool design.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I'm
certainly.
actually pumped for that.
It's just that thing with the gear, and it's an engine thing.
Yeah.
Basically, stuff is less static than it is in WoW. So
Sure.
there's like physics and more things in your gear,
Mhm.
and it just your gear moves satisfyingly.
Yes.
It, like layers
Agreed.
itself satisfyingly. The
Robes
way that,
flow.
You know, you can dye your gear.
Dying's pretty cool.
Not all of it, but
There's some dye.
Most of
gear
it,
that's,
yeah.
like, really cool.
Hmm.
50% maybe.
Yeah, you know
a
what?
little
It's just
higher.
a lot. It's the design of the gear. It just looks
We'll see.
cool. I like how my character looks. You know, already I got for my head, I got an eye patch. I've got various hats. I got glasses like things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I got like a mask, right? Like a mask.
yeah, the Nighthawk visor was it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember getting that.
Yeah, and I just was kind of, I mean, like, I don't know how this compares to other classes in the game or jobs even, or, you know, just other things. Sponsored by Pepsi? No, it's just it's an in-joke.
Again, that would be quite nice, I think.
Oh, yeah, sure. I'll
I'd
take
be
a
quite
Pepsi
nice.
sponsorship.
Yeah, I drink it anyway. Why not?
But
Same.
yeah, so the glam stuff I've liked. And, you know,
Yeah.
now it's that thing, the game, lots of
I gotta
detail
sneeze, but I don't want it.
in the rain.
Oh yeah, that's class.
That's
That's
really cool.
gorgeous. Like,
What did he say?
That's really
I
cool.
missed it.
Pepsi
yeah,
sponsorship.
I drink it anyway. Why not?
But
Same.
yeah, so the glam stuff I've liked, and
Yeah.
you know
Yeah.
now it's that thing. The game, lots of detail gets visibly wet in the rain.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
That's
That's
really cool.
badass.
That's
Yeah.
really cool.
gorgeous stuff.
And yeah, the glam plates apparently help with that. I haven't gone into
Oh
using the
yeah,
plates.
Yeah.
glamour plates.
That's
So
later on.
Instead of individually like casting glamours and stuff, you basically have transmog sets. That you
Yeah.
can
Yeah,
buy
full
or
sets, yeah.
no glamour prisms in city, but that only
Excuse
works
me.
with stuff that's in your glamour dresser.
Correct.
So if you like an item, if you like an item and you want to cast it individually, you'll need it in your inventory.
hmm
But if you want to use it in a plate, it needs to be in your glamour dresser.
Yes.
So basically, glamour is a piece of shit, but it doesn't matter because the game is gorgeous, and all the armor's absolutely beautiful. And the part that I like most is, like, I like some like older sets aesthetically, but every time.
Wait till you do MSQ
well,
against a
I
certain
haven't
dragon.
a lot often.
Oh my god.
But I go to, you know, when I first went to the vendor at in spoiler for the Shadowbringers like endgame stuff, I was like, all right, try on. Oh, that early Eden set looks great. I wonder what the next one looks like. Oh, that looks better.
Yeah, you get to see
And the
it.
next one, oh, that looks better.
I will say
Next
that's
one,
pretty sweet.
That looks like the best shit in the game.
Yep.
And then what do you call it? And then Matt shows up, and he's on a samurai in like full Eden Morn set, the full Savage set.
Yeah, it's
I'm just like,
cool.
Yeah, it looks
Right.
badass.
I say this to him every time.
Yeah, the
it's
samurai set looks
especially
awesome.
If it's outside and he can mount up, because he plays in like an aura female.
Oh,
And is on the I think it's a store mount motorcycle, or maybe it's something else. But it's just like that's a samurai dragon.
It's
girl with,
planned.
like dark accented hair in the Edenborn set on a motorbike. That's so fucking cool.
yeah. And that there are
I feel
people
like a lot of the gear.
there are people who take their glam so far that they have specific mounts that it goes with them, which I think is awesome. I got to be honest, I don't like transmog and WoW. I think it's overplayed and the sets are a little too static. You basically have, like the top 20 sets of each gear type, cloth leather, mail and plate. And then it's like you can piece together this weird stuff after this. But man, the glam in this game is so in depth. And that's why people call it the true end game. I don't feel that way. I think it is a huge part of the end game at the back end, but that's not the thing that I focus on.
Is JRPG cool?
It's cool.
But I kind of like it. So yeah, the glam stuff's satisfying. I'm trying
Gorgeous,
to think if there's anything else to talk about. I know that like I'm in a grand company now, and that
Yeah.
means whenever I do fates, I get seals.
Seals,
Yeah, you
yep.
get- What are they called? Because
have
they're flame
no
seals for
idea.
Storm seals.
I don't know
Mortal
what they're
Flames.
called.
Yeah, for the
But,
Maelstrom. Storm
It
seals.
seems like there's other things there progression for me. That's ARR stuff, so I'm just pressing through to hit.
You'll need them for other stuff, so save them.
Yep.
That's the plan.
I mean, you can't
I'm
throw
having
them
fun.
away,
I'm going to
but
keep with it.
Yep.
You know, I'd be lying if I said it was the most high octane, incredible experience right now.
It's not.
It's obviously slow, and it
Yeah.
obviously is a Realm Reborn, and it's totally. A Realm Reborn has met my expectations. Storm Seals, people say. It's met my expectations with what Final Fantasy players have told me to expect of ARR.
Yeah.
yes,
I think because of that, I am enjoying it.
I'm
I
glad.
could imagine that if you were an average sort of gamer and you heard all these people singing FF's praises based on Shadowbringers, and then you played out ARR, you'd be like, what are these people smoking?
Right,
What
right,
are they smoking?
Yeah.
This is insane.
Yep.
But it's not like that.
correct.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's a case of if you have the correct expectation set up, you'll enjoy it, and then you'll unlock the incredible experience that is playing the game and being along for the journey while everyone else is seeing the end of the overall arc in Endwalker, which I think is going to be one of the biggest community moments ever in gaming.
Yeah.
I want to be there for it.
Yeah,
I'm a
that's
character.
a big reason I'm playing. I mean, other than the fact that I've completely quit WoW, but that's a big reason I'm playing. Is we all get to be on the same footing when it comes to the story in 6.1, because 6.0 is the end of the Zodiac Hydaelyn story, and I think that's awesome. This is going to be a community event I haven't felt since I'd say the gates of Encourage in Vanilla WoW, and you know this isn't a gripe. This is true. Because of the way that WoW's system is now modeled as far as how you level, you don't have to experience something you don't necessarily want to. But if it was linear and you had to go through all those zones still, people would tell you right away. They'd be like, Classic WoW's one of the worst leveling experiences. You know, obviously they put some speed up mechanics in there. But like if you played WoW Classic when it recently came out, that's one of the hardest leveling, and it's meant to be a challenge, and it's slow. It's not very immersive. The zones are disjointed because it's not necessarily linear. It's mostly like, hey, you're going to go from this zone to 1 to 10, and then from 10 to 20, it's mostly going to be in this zone. Then after that, you got a couple of different zones you could pick that all have their own independent story, and that's cool, and that's great. But don't tell yourself it's not slow, because it is, and that's exactly how Final Fantasy is. It's slow in the beginning. The difference is you have to progress through those zones in order to go farther in the story because of how the main story quest, the MSQ, is built. Whereas in WoW, it's like I just have to level. None of these stories are relevant to the end of it. Like none of these stories are going to stop me from getting to 60. So apples and oranges, you know. And if you are on the fence, A, it's a free trial, but B, yeah, it's slow. It eats up some time. I will not defend it. It is. But it's also a really good story. If you like stories, this is a good story. So I'm stoked. He's at 31 right now is what he said in the video. I think he's probably going to go up. And, let's see. It's June 23rd right now recording this video. I imagine that he'll finally get to talk about Samurai midway through July based on his current pace right now. The dude's got a lot going on. He employs like 15 people. Like the guy really works hard, so I'm not like upset that he's taking this long. But just know that if you're looking at Bellular's experience versus your own, you're going to be substantially farther ahead because he has limited time versus someone who isn't running 2 YouTube channels and trying to make content constantly to talk to people, as well as live streaming a lot of his work, so it's interesting for sure. That's going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for coming and watching. Those were Bellular's thoughts on Final Fantasy 14 so far. I appreciate you giving me your time in the first place. Make sure you hit that like button if you liked the video. Make sure you hit subscribe if you want to see some of my other videos. I got a ton more stuff planned and coming. I'm also going to document I made a my goals video, and I'm going to document me going through some of that stuff and post that here soon, so you guys will have more to talk about. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'm Drew. Peace out.